Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. You are on the Heart of Success show, and I'm your host, Larissa Vakulina. I go live every Wednesday at 2 p.m. AC, ASCT time, which is South Australian time zone. And here on this show, I'm redefining success from conventional one-sided view on success to a wider range of the human experience. And as you can see, I have the new outlook for my studio because today I'm running season 2 and episode 1 for the season 2. In this season, I'm going to really concentrate and share with you a simple shifts that can create profound life. These shifts I implemented and applied in my life for many years, and how they improve my own personal health and wellness, and also my working and my living environment. So today, I wanted to share with you a very fundamental concept about how we actually relate to life, how we express ourselves. As you know, we have this energy consciousness system that is mainly consist of energy. So our matter is supported through the energetic matrix of our multidimensional layers. And how we run our energy is really determine how we express ourselves. So we all know how we go through the trauma and all of the pain in our early age. And back then, we are creating that defensive survival, I would say, construct that then we carry it through all our life. For example, when the child don't have their needs met, well, then they will use different type of expression to get what they want. They can use reason, they can use emotions, they can use their will. It's like, the push and pull kind of type expression. So all this all these expressions are having a different kind of makeup for our life, and we rarely use them all in a very balanced and harmonious way. So being a healer, I'm meeting a lot of people with a very limited type of expression, because we have the system which is based on how we can express ourselves, which is reason, which is will, and the emotions. So it actually has a anatomical presence in our energy consciousness system. So the will is actually functioning from our back chakras. That's from that back habitual way of running energy through the field. If you could see people with a slouching shoulders and very round back, well, it means that they overusing their will chakras, the chakras that are at the back. So they're basically pushing through the life without using any other type of a mode to express themselves. A lot of people, of course, in our society expressing themselves through the reason, which is on the top of the head, and that's where all the energy flows. For people who are predominantly using the reason to go and express themselves through life. And some people, as we know, using a lot of emotions, which is our front chakras, and that's how we express ourselves from that emotional mode of expression. But I haven't met many people who are actually using all of these expressive modes in balanced and more round way. So this is our task because of the distortion based on that trauma and based on the painful experiences and also the deprivation of development at some certain stages of our lives, especially when we are in a very early age, from birth to 7 year old, we creating that habitual way of running energy through our system. And then when we go grow physically, and we go to start to experience the reality of these distorted expressions, which would validate the fears and validate the concept that if I am emotional, I'm not going to be successful. I need to use my will and push through life. Or some people would say, well, I am better to be emotional and use it all to get what I want. So there is it's an interplay of all of these modes of expression that we need to become aware, and we need to start to utilize everything that we are given. It is a precise and very, very reliable navigation system. So in a very balanced and very mature person who actually awaken and done a lot of work and actually moment to moment make decision of being aware of what's happening within the system, from what mode of expression that person is actually functioning, well, then the person is using all in a very, very harmonious and very, very balanced way. For example, you allow your emotions to feel through the situations and through these moments in your life, and you read these emotions to understand where you need to start to use your will to actually achieve in your life and to push through, or where you need to just retrieve back with your will and just allow the motions of what you started to happen itself. And of course, we need to use our reason cleverly and also in a balanced way. Well, the reason is actually our Godhead, how we are connected to our divinity and how we perceive ourselves as a creators of our life and as sovereign beings of utilizing this amazing, reliable, powerful, profound system that we all have. So, once we start to really get through that understanding of what modes of expression we have, we can then build more around the approach to life. We can then start to understand ourselves better from the perspective of, how strong is my will, or how open are my emotions, or how my reason is really supporting me in understanding the concept, the visualization that I have for my life for the future, and how I can use all of these modes of expressions to achieve and create in my life what I want. Right. So there's no comments here. I just wanted to check up if someone here with me. So and it is an amazing concept, because we tend to overuse the mode of expression, so to speak. We overusing our push, and we overusing our will, because most of the time we feel not safe, and we also feel not grounded. So that's why we kind of pushing and pulling through the life with expression of that strength, with expression of this stubborn nature. If we want something, and if we put our heads on, we kind of steaming through life without noticing how we feel. or thank you so much. I'm not sure who is here, is there. It's a Facebook user, but thank you so much being here with me. This is very, very interesting concept. And but then when we start to do our inner process, when we start to be really interested in why why we do a lot of inner work, we do healing, we do educate ourselves, we kind of understand the concepts of having multidimensional nature of ourselves, but we still cannot achieve effortlessly what we actually want in our life. And the life we dream to live is really is about learning how we can use the mods of, or modifiers, we call it in our healing industry, or the brain and healing industry. We actually call it modifiers, and we name them a major modifiers. And when the person come into my healing room, I can actually assess straight away from looking at the physical body, because the physical body is always showing and representing what major modifier that person is using, because the physical body is actually expressing these modifiers really clearly. So that's kind of a roadmap or the open book for the healer to start to understand, how imbalanced or how one-sided the person is trying to live and function in life. So then when we actually explore all of these modifiers and the modes of expression, we actually can go deeper, and we can look at why and how and what really was triggering person or little child back in the childhood to create a defense to use only one or the other modifier, and overuse one over the other, one or two. There's a three of them. So and then of course when we start to go deeper into the analyzing the defense, the wound, the trauma that created that survival defensive matrix, and then of course through the habitual use of this expression to get what people want in life, we kind of live our lives with that one-sided approach. So I'm just giving you a foundational knowledge here about how you can start to have your own personal awareness, and how you can apply this information to look at yourself and find the common habitual way how you run your energy through your system, and where that main expression plays a role, and where it is actually blocking you from achieving what you want. So, and also there is a number of characteristics for each modifier. There's a number of characteristics for the mode of expression, for example, from the reason. And it's also a comprehensive system of how creative we are to actually create a pseudo expression of who we are. We masking our authenticity, we masking our true self. And from the reason point of view, the mask represents something that we hide, and it actually most of the time represents a serenity mask. It expresses itself in withdrawal. We know, and we experience ourselves how sometimes we just withdraw love from ourselves and from others. If we're in a relationship, and if we feel challenge for the relationship, if we in conflict, some people have this expression of relating to that particular situation, withdrawing ourselves. So it represents that on a mode of the reason, the person is actually masking the true self, but also that that modifier is having a higher expression, a higher characteristics of that supports unification, right? And in the reason, in this case of the reason, it is serenity in the true self of it. It is a touch with divinity, and it is the person lives from the essence. So in the case of the wheel, so the mask represents a power mask. It's a control and aggression. So we can see how all of this playing right now on all levels of our society. There's a control and aggression all the time. So this is a mask from the standpoint of the wheel, because the wheel is trying to push many people to live life and achieve what they want from that point of view of masking the true self and expressing it through the control and aggression. So and also there's a lower self of each of the expression, which is a self will. So it's my will on no will. So my telephone. So in the case of the emotions, we have this mask that represents a love mask. It's a submission. So we often play this as a submissive. We put in that mask of the submission. This is our emotional overlay. And that's how we, from the expression of our emotions, relate to the life, sometimes in a very submissive way, thinking that if we do submit, and then we're gonna be loved, we're gonna be accepted, we're gonna be, successful. And on a higher self of the emotions, it's a true love, it's a open-heartedness, it's a communion, it's passions, it's fearlessness. So all of these things are representing a different sides of the modifier, a different side of the mode of expression. And on a lower aspect, the emotion always represents fear. So now, with this second season of my show, I'm gonna to actually try to show you a practical tools of how you can improve your well-being, and also how you can help your own living and working environment to support your well-being, and to help you to express yourself in a much more fuller sense. Because when we express ourselves only from one or two modifiers, we always are missing that full truthful essence of who we are, and we cannot express ourselves from that fullness. But once you understand, and once you start to really catch yourself and start to become aware of these dynamics of what type of mode I'm using right now to express myself, right? You can start to really quickly realize that you're missing these capacities that are actually designed to work together. The reason, will, and emotions. It is a most reliable, it is the most powerful navigation system and a guidance that can actually help you to live your life from that fullness of who you are. So start to really pay attention to all of your expressions, to expressions in your relationships, expressions towards life or towards any situation in your life. So this is really requires a little bit of grounding and breathing, and just stop and breathe and ground, and you will really quickly realize where is the energy running the most. Is it through the head, which is reason? Is it at the back, which is pushing to your back, and you feel more strength at the back? You overuse it. or it is here in the front where you feel a little bit of vulnerability here, because that's what really is emotions, is our feelings, and we cover these feelings very strongly, and we just don't want people to see us emotional. And yes, I agree that being emotionally reactive is not really productive or not constructive, but emotions are given and feelings are given to us to use it as a navigation and guidance in our life that is gonna to help us to actually express ourselves in a much more balanced, fuller, and harmonious way. And actually, by the way, I created a quiz that I'm going to actually show you in here on the screen up there, which is about what is your happiness and abundance persona, which is partially related to the concept of your modifiers, because we all kind of same, but we are uniquely designed, and we have our own unique multidimensional nature that is having a different approach to abundance, to happiness, to fulfillment, to joy. And that's what this quiz about, to actually find out what type of persona are you towards creating your happy and abundant life. And when you understand yourself better, then of course you can start to transform your one-sided expression towards life and towards yourself and towards others, and start to build much more rounded personality that actually can help you to start to create and manifest anything you want in your life. So for next episode, next Wednesday, I'm going to share with you a very practical little tip of how we can improve our lymphatic system, how we can actually help our lymphatic system to function in an optimal way, because right now a lot of people are suffering from that really limited functioning of the lymphatic system, which is detox. And we are bombarded through the field and also through food, through all of this informational terror or the informational attacks that we all are now living through. So we need to really support our system and give chance to our natural ability to detox through our lymphatic system much more in a much more healthier way, and also to support our lymphatic system so that it can function 100%. Right now, a lot of people only having their lymphatic system functioning 70%, 80%. Some people are functioning at much lower level, and no wonder we have this influx of the diseases and distortions and all of these health problems that are basically related to our lymphatic system not functioning properly. Well, thank you so much for being here with me. I would like to put a little bit of outro here, and I will see you next Wednesday at 2 p.m. South Australian time zone with a little practical exercise, a tip, a method, or little sharing that I really would like you to start to implement into your life. And they're so simple, and they're so short, and very, very very, very quickly can be remembered and utilized on a daily basis. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next Wednesday.